All right, guys, so in today's video, I want to bring you along for the whole design and build process of the new QUIVR short gun. And as always, today's video is brought to you by Thor Media and the House of Rags. So head on over to thehouseofrags.com, use code I'mJoshV to save 10% across the entire site, including all my QUIVR branded products, Clean by Pan, Katiba, Luminous, Yum Cars, everything that they have, 10% off with code I'mJoshV. Let's get into this. All right, guys, so when I first announced my QUIVR short gun, I had said that I'm working on a full custom build on one as well, right? The whole purpose of this was to get something out to you guys and kind of design the features and kind of added benefits that I could with this gun. So as we go through this design process together, we're still going to keep some of the things exactly the same. We're going to keep this extremely fluid swivel, and we're going to keep the spring-loaded push-to-connect nozzle. So that's all going to stay the same. Same thing as well. We're going to continue on with the nickel-plated brass and stainless steel components for all the longevity. The design process, guys, is very involved. I'm very lucky to be working with an extremely talented designer. I basically wanted the gun to kind of work well with the pressure washer, right? So you guys have seen some images of the pressure washer, and I'm really excited. If you guys are going to be at the SEMA show next week, I will have a 3D printed of the version of the pressure washer there, so you guys can come by and see exactly what it's going to look like in person. I will also have some of these samples that I have here, and then plus more. So I met with the designer today. These are the first three that we've been going over, and he's going to be making some adjustments to those and kind of creating a housing around it so that we can actually go through and show that much better at the show. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the designs, my thought process on them, and then we'll get into what the actual build time process is like. I don't have exact dates yet, but I'll let you know kind of the back and forth that we have to do. So number one, and this is probably my favorite. I'm really excited to hear you guys' feedback, so please give me feedback. Number one, right here. Super cool. Incredible design, and it actually does match the pressure washer quite well. So we have like kind of the frame design here. We have the fins, which is where the induction motor is. Very cool unit here. Again, we're still some of the main things that I want to keep in mind is compact design, lightweight, and very comfortable in the hand, right? I don't want any pressure points. That's where the first issue comes in with this gun, and the designer already knew this. He was like, you know, put it in your hand, let me know what you think. And he even brought it up before I even realized it. Right here, if you look at where the frame comes across, really, again, I absolutely love the design. But as you hold it, now this side's pretty rough. This is just 3D printed. This side looks better, but for these purposes, I'm gonna show you when you hold it, if you can see that corner hits my hand, right? And I don't have overly huge hands, right? So I'm worried if someone has a larger hand that may kind of get in the way. It just kind of creates a little bit of a pressure point that I don't want. So a couple of things with this design. This is going to be design number one. So guys, please comment down below which one you guys like the best, because I'm definitely going to take that into account as we go through this whole process. But what we can do is kind of, if you look here, the frame kind of comes out pretty wide. So we can shave that down and try and create a little bit less of a hard point there. We can also redesign this to come across a little bit more so it stays out of the way, which you'll see in one of the other guns coming up here shortly. So item number one, I think looks absolutely incredible. One other thing that I wanted to do, we're going to shape the handle a little bit more, thin it out a little bit, make it slightly more ergonomic, but really cool. I mean, like, are you kidding me? Super cool design, right? All right, that's number one. Let's go on to number two. And well, I'm gonna show you 2 and 3 because they're pretty similar in some ways. Let's start with number 2, and we'll go with this one. So number 2 here. Number 1, you have the whole frame situation around the top. Number 2 is a little bit more, just a little bit simpler, but still really goes well with the pressure washer. The benefit of this one, guys, is this back piece. So this is just split into 2 pieces right now. But the back piece is nice and wide. You get that, there's zero pressure point there. Really comfortable. When we go back to number 1, in the initial CAD design drawings, I was worried that these fins were gonna get in the way. They don't. They actually round out really nicely, so very comfortable. This one, however, Comes back a little bit more, so it just kind of sits in the hand a little bit better than the other one. However, right, we do have the shape of this coming across again. And if you look here, same kind of thing. It can hit into, see where that my hand is covering that piece? So same thing, we would just have to shave down that side, but everything else on this thing I really, really like. Do you guys like a little bit more simple design of this versus this guy? Let me know what you guys think, please. I really, really want to hear your guys' thoughts. All right, now going to number 3. So number 3, let's see what should I just show you guys, is right here. So very, very similar to number 2, okay? Very similar, but if you notice, this angle is different. So you see, this is actually just a screw hole where the screw will come in. This one, it's on top of this little plate. This one, it's out of the way of the plate. What that does is, I'm gonna show you guys here. Again, as I hold it, the contour fits the ergonomics of my hand, and there's no rubbing. So very, very nice. The downside about this one is that this comes in a little bit narrower, so it's very, very comfortable curve here. But if this were to come back, there's a slight pressure point. So I'm having him redesign that as well, just making that a bit wider. But again, I'm so torn. Like, he had other designs as well. It's so hard to narrow this stuff down because these things are so, I'm in love with them. I think they look fantastic. So what I'm gonna do here, guys, I'm gonna line them up and I'm gonna film across number 1, number 2, number 3. Please, please, please let me know your thoughts and comments in the description. Do you think I should go simpler? Should I, like, let me know your guys' opinion. All right, guys, so gun number 1. Again, this is 3D printed. Don't be worried about that. Just look at the overall structure. Again, really cool, kind of matches the frame of the pressure washer itself. Number 2, again, just a little bit, you know, simpler, but still really matches everything. And number 3, very similar to number 2, except with this harder edge here, so that just fits the body of your hand really, really well. Again, I want to try and integrate that maybe into here, same kind of thing, because I do like this. But again, please guys, just let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, where the direction of this is going, what you guys think. I'd love to hear it. All right, guys, now with that said, let's talk about how all of this goes. So we start off with the CAD design. Well, actually, the designer hand sketches things, gives me some ideas of what his thoughts and progress is. I basically said, here's the design of the pressure washer, try and work with that, right? Try to integrate that a little bit. Again, he came back with 6 or 8 drawings, incredible, incredible. And then we started narrowing that down into some CAD designs. That's where he really built it out in an incredible presentation. So you could really see all the angles of this thing and see really what was going on. From there, that was actually, I was just in England. He sent me the documents while I was over there, and I made some notes, just some minor notes about little things. Then we were able to meet in person, and he had 3D printed a few of these. Now, we met, and he's working on some more stuff, and one that I can actually insert the internals to and all that kind of stuff. So I will have that at SEMA. If you guys are at SEMA, please come by the booth. It'll be at the House of Rags booth. I'll have a little section in there, and I will have this there. At least these 3 for sure, plus some more. After that, right, so now we got the 3D printed, so I can actually get it in my hand and make some more adjustments as needed. Once that's done, then we send our CAD file or whatever it is, the design file, over to the factory, and their engineers will look at it at the tolerances, like, you know, the width of this. If we want it narrower, how much can we actually narrow it out is dependent on, you know, what the engineers at the factory are going to be able to look at. Also, the internals. The internal structure is very, very important. We have to have enough clearance to fit the internals, plus all the structure to make sure it's going to be a nice, strong unit. So once that's done, they'll kind of make any adjustments. We're going to go back and forth on that to make sure it's exactly what I want. Then the factory will create a prototype. What that is basically a 3D model as well, but to perfection, right? Sand it all the way down, all that's good to go, so I can really put it in my hand and start testing it and feeling it and making sure that everything is what I want it to be. I totally forgot to tell you guys on number 3 as well, this part actually comes back further, sits in the hand very, very comfortably. Again, if this is just a little bit wider, it's a home run on the fit. So anyways, I get that, and then once that's done and I feel, okay, this is good to go, production starts. We're gonna do, you have to pay for the tooling, you have to pay for molds, all that stuff, and the production process begins. Once the mold's done, we can actually start an assembly line of assembling the guns and getting them all done, and then getting them out to you guys as soon as possible. Again, this is probably we're going into winter, so I thought this was a good time. We should be able to get through the process and get this ready to you guys, spring 2026, I believe. So please, guys, again, please, 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 I'm begging you, please be a part of this whole process. Let me know your thoughts on design 1, 2, and 3. Any other adjustments you guys can think of. Again, I think the most important thing to me is matching the comfort and ergonomics of the current gun. And again, then we're gonna have all the features built into that as well, plus one more that I'm working on, and fingers crossed that can come through. But that is it for today's video, guys. I just wanted to share that with you. I think it's a really, I'm having the time of my life dealing with this and designing it with the designer that I'm using. It's a really cool process. Luckily, he's amazing at this because I'm not when he came up with the designs, I was like, dude, how do you do that? That was amazing. And then to print it and see it in real life within a short amount of time, I can't wait for the final product. But again, really quickly, guys, number 1, if this will focus, there you go. So you have the pressure washer frame design, fins in the back, still comfortable in the hand here as well. Maybe be able to extend this out a little bit so it just holds in the hand better, but really, really cool. Number 2 is right here. Again, a little bit more simple design, but still very, very cool. And same thing, we'll just kind of work on getting this to fit in the hand really well without having any obstruction. And then number 3, beautiful as well. I like this harder line because it just sits in the hand so well. Doesn't actually hit any points. Really, really cool. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Thoughts, comments, opinions. I appreciate all of you. That's it for today's video. Again, head over to thehouseofrags.com. Use code IamJoshV, IamJoshV for 10% off site-wide. But that's it for today's video. We'll see you guys on the next one.